Now, most of us have met that one person who either changes our life for good or for bad. Some may call it an angel, or some would actually call it a demon. This is Art in Heart, and you're watching Against All Odds. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching us from. My name is Rinari. You're watching Against All Odds, and this is Art in Heart. This is just a continuation of what we had on our first episode. So if you haven't watched our previous episode, follow us on YouTube at The Arts in Heart Official, on Instagram and Facebook, The Arts in Heart. Elphas, she has given birth.
Yes.
Did she deliver normally? Was it cesarean?
The delivery was very normal. I thank God for that.
Okay.
There were no complications. In fact, it happened in a very fast way then. Before, when they were still registering her, the entry, it splashes out and they say, even stop wasting time, just take her there. She needs to deliver now. That was it. So I left the hospital at around 2 a.m. because I couldn't live with her.
You left her in the hospital?
Yes. But in the morning, when I wanted to go, it was raining cats and dogs. It is rainy. The earliest I managed to get there, it was 12 p.m.
After the rain had subsided?
Yes.
Okay, Elphas, you are now a father. How does it feel like being a father?
Once I saw her pregnant, I started preparing.
You started preparing yourself?
Yes. For my standards, I know I did what is really nice in terms of preparation.
Okay.
So even when I went and held my daughter, the first time like this, I felt the connection and it was emotional. She was too small and I couldn't believe. Yeah. So when they want to prepare that birth notification, that's, have you named her? My lady does not have an idea of a name, but because of what had happened, I had this special name for my daughter.
What had happened?
It was a semi-terrible, you see, exciting, terrible at the same time, and based on that day, the way it was. So, and it had a deeper meaning towards me. The name, I wanted a name that is close to me, again, a name that can be tied to someone else that is special to me again. And the name came.
Okay, what was the name?
The name is Enola.
Enola.
So those ladies thought I'm talking about Enola Holmes. There's a movie like that, which I've never watched. I've never watched it. If you know the end of Second World War, when Hiroshima and Nagasaki was being bombed, that Boeing was named Enola Gay. And the Enola Gay is the mother to the pilot who did that, Paul Tibet. Yeah. And it happens my grandmother is Nora.
Also Enola and Nora, they are a bit related.
Yes. And because of Elphas and Enola, it's okay for me. So that's how I got to that.
Yeah. Okay, you guys go home after that?
Yeah, she's discharged at 5 p.m. My friend comes, picks me. Yeah. And everything was okay. Day 1, day 2. Day 3, I get a call from my friend. Congratulations, I know you're a father now. But And he's now talking in Swahili, and he has this coast, yeah. I want you to come, I want to give you 2 or 3 beers, or whatever you'll manage. And I tell him, okay, I'll be on my way. So, it was a Thursday. I'm preparing myself. I'm in the bathroom. Then I hear, it's like someone now attacking me in the bathroom. Huh? What did you do to me? You brought me here to do this to me. What is happening? Even when I received the call, she was there. And we were in good mood. There was nothing. And the worst that I had that day, which I never expected, is now she accused me of giving her HIV AIDS. That was the last thing I ever expected.
Elphas, you're from hospital with this lady 3 days ago.
Yes.
She hasn't healed yet.
She hasn't healed. And the way, yeah. So, of course, she didn't beat me up or she didn't do it, but she tried pulling me. So, I asked her, what are you just talking about? When did you establish this? Today? No. When did it happen? You remember when we had false labor in hospital, and when I went in there, I stayed for quite long. They were doing the test. Why did you tell me?
Why did she say it then?
Yeah. Why didn't the doctors then call me professionally? Because I was there with you. And the thing was, you would have left me in hospital the way I know you. Do you think I could do that?
But you know why this is interesting? Because in many instances, when there is a couple involved and one is found positive, there's always a session organized professionally for both.
I'm just getting there. So I never got any information that day. Even as she was going to give birth, nobody ever told me anything up to this day. And ask her, can I have a record of your previous clinic attendance when you were in Nairobi? It is not there. But she never went. Yes. Clinic. Number one, I'm scared. Number two, I'm a man.
How to put yourself together.
Apart from that, it's just normal. At least you must have someone here and someone there. So, am I a conduit? Someone has suffered somewhere because of me. Who is it? But when I check my records, as per November, I was okay.
Elphas called it there. We're talking to Elphas. He's telling us a story about him getting into a relationship, sigh as a child, and later gets to realize that this lady, 3 days after giving birth, is attacking him and accusing him of infecting him with HIV. My name is Rinari, and you're watching Against All Odds. This is The Art, the Heart. Elphas, drama, HIV positive.
Yeah.
Tell us more about it.
Just the biggest shock of this.
Biggest shock of your life?
Yeah, because I know my life, I know how I've lived, and I know when I was checking on myself in November, I was okay. This is January.
2 months later?
Yeah. 2 months later. So I'm trying, like, even between November and January, no, I've never gone outside whatever transaction I've had. And apart from that, I could only have one person to blame for all of us. But I'm now not sure, I'm confused. I didn't eat quite well for 3 days. In fact, that day when I was taking the beers my friend was offering me, I was not getting high, I was sober. Anything nice. I love eating pork. It was not even...
Your mouth could not taste it.
Let me now accept. Let me now say, yes, it's like that. It's when I started picking up myself. Because I knew now I have a daughter.
You have to be present father.
Yes. So my daughter was the shining light for me. So, some nights later on, when I'm back, I'm asleep at around 12 a.m. I hear someone hitting me hard, not once, but many times. In fact, I think because I just thought somebody has gotten inside this room and is now, have we been attacked? When I wake up, it's my lady now hitting me. It's because he had picked my phone. Me, I never have passwords on my phone because they don't mean a lot to me. And she'd gone through my messages, calls, and she knows the other lady. So she brought it inside there. I've told you, I always have my other woman who I was now scared. She's now, one of these two has suffered because of me.
Oh, so wait a minute. You had two women. Let's call it as it is.
Yes.
There's one that you're staying with.
Yes.
And there's this other one on the side.
Yes.
Okay. So when this lady is beating you at night, you had seen all the conversations between
which there was nothing, which actually, why should I talk to her? No, like, I'm not chasing her, so I want to entice her with messages and calls. That one, I excused her. I said maybe she's frustrated. Again, after some nights, the same thing. That day I returned something in favor.
You beat her back?
Not really beating, but I must have slapped her out of now because it's now becoming normal. If I didn't retaliate,
she'd get used to it.
Yes, and I'm sure the way she'd gotten, sometime later on she told me even if that night there was a knife, I would have finished you. So it was not there. So she brings my life that is very private to become I'm a violent man who I've never been. All my ladies that I've ever had, they'll tell you I've never hit them. The much I can do if you're pissing me off, I'll push you. So she cries loudly. Now the aggressor wants to seem like the victim.
Playing victim.
We had a bit of counseling, tried to talk to her. She's not changing.
When she's screaming at night, what time is it?
12 a.m. or something, even 1 a.m.
Do people come?
No, I don't take it far.
It's just in-house?
Yeah. But at least someone hears and they ask you tomorrow what was happening. So, it happens I'm with my father in the same compound. He asked me, I've heard this thing twice. What's the problem? I tell her exactly what I've told you. I've now been attacked twice and I'm the man here. So he makes us sit down, we talk, but no change. We call her grandmother. Try to talk. No change. If I have to get my clothes washed, now that she's now recovered, now beyond, she's now like 1 month, 2 months there. She says she has back issues, she cannot do that, it's okay. I get someone, I hire, I pay. Then she brings issues that I'm not even bothering when she's sick. Then I'll just ask a very simple question. If you tell me you're sick, just like Jesus asked, if your son asks you for bread, will you give him stone?
No, give him the bread.
So I asked anyone that said I'm violent, would a woman tell me they are sick, then I start beating them? Again, we now have this private issue that we are talking about AIDS. I am frustrated because I don't know where to get the answers. So up to and until things got worse, I had frequent scratches on my body, and I never had scratches, not even a cut. I've grown, people have seen me, I've never had a peculiar something cut or something, a wound that they'll say, we know him through that scar. I don't have that.
Let me take you back a bit. You're being accused of infecting her with HIV.
Yes.
Did you go for a test? Just to confirm that it's true or it's not true.
Once I had that, in fact, I knew there's nothing to talk about. Me, I'm HIV positive. Yes.
You didn't even bother to check or confirm or nothing.
So I talked to one of my brothers and he tells me, I've heard you guys have dramas at home. I tell him yes. We talk and he come and he hits where I even don't want anyone to talk about. Have you guys ever gone for testing? Yes. What is the status? I say, all I know is this lady is positive, and it's just by default I'm positive now.
Elphas, you're here into this relationship, you have a baby, but it starts being violent. What do you do?
We tried mediation, we talked, counseling, but nothing was working out. There's a lot of cruelty from the other side, which calls for me to put off, like, now I put myself in a manner that I don't now care about what you want, what you need. Now that you've come here, we are rivals. Yeah. And that only happened because of the character. Otherwise, for the sake of my baby, I used to provide what I need. A woman needs to produce milk. Because, to cut the long story short, there was medication that was given for both the baby and the mother so that she cannot transmit
the HIV.
Yeah, to the kid. So, that one is done. We now get to a point, she says all she wants to do is to live and live peacefully. And I knew where I'm going to lose. She had documentation for the child. She had the birth notification, which I wanted and she never wanted to give me. I sit down. As part of legal practice, I know an affidavit will do for me to bypass and get it. But I see it's going to take long. Only up to because we have agreed she needs to leave. She was to go somewhere and get the letters to transfer her medication from here to where she's going. And then I say, this is now the chance to get that document. Thanks to, I don't know, God is, I don't know if it's God or Satan, but
must be God.
Yeah, because God, even if it's God, at times there can be a poisonous tree can have a non-poisonous fruits, or vice versa. So that day, I just look around. Probably that birth notification should be inside that locked suitcase. I don't need to cut it. I cannot cut that padlock. Then I go back to the basics of my primary school. We used to use a wire. A ring, twice, it's open. Pop, this is it. I have it. That very day, I go process my birth certificate. I have it. I have them both original. You live peacefully. She doesn't know. She knows she kept them safe. I know I've never been bothered up to today. Not copy, the original. I have all of them. So I felt it is safe. She can go with the physical child, but I have now the physical documents.
To show that you are a father of this baby.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much for watching. We've been hanging out this week with Elphas. Elphas has a story of his experience in studying law, goes into tech and software, lands into a relationship with a girl, love turned into sour, got a baby, had a child, was accused of being HIV positive.
So after she left, it's now when my mind relaxed. I took my step of faith because I now was also concerned. It's not like I didn't want to go to test. I couldn't go with her as couples when you have a lot of issues. So I went to this hospital and I sit. I even don't know where to start from. And I go ask some gentleman after 45 minutes or an hour, where is the HTS? And he tell me they sit there. And I cannot see them. Wait, they're coming. Then,
anxious.
Yeah, then that lady comes. I tell her, I don't want your stories. I don't want your stories. I want you now to put me in your register. I want to start medication today because I'm positive. Why is telling me that? In fact, before she came, there was another lady. That woman asked me, why do you want to test? Because it's like, it is never normal for men to go on themselves.
So let me ask you, after being with this lady, it had registered in your mind that you're positive?
Yes.
You didn't want to test?
No.
You had decided
yes.
that I'm positive
yes.
and I'm ready to take medication?
Yes.
Did you actually go for testing?
Then,
allow them to?
That very day, this woman talks to me now. I ask her, is there where you test from? I want more privacy. And she tells me, no, let's go this way. I tell her, I know these stories. Just give me medicine. Put my name in that list. And she tells me, we don't do like that. I tell her, you don't do like that when I am sick. And she tells me it's okay. We're going for a test, but it's just part of formality. And the test is done. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 17 minutes, and she turns to me and says, you see, at times it might be like that, but it's good you're already living positive. And as per the results, she comes to me, you're clean.
You're not positive?
Yeah.
It's actually confirmed?
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
I knew God loves me. I'm an Israelite. Because not many would survive that.
There's finally a relief.
There's a relief. And my friends, I went and told 2 friends of mine, they tell me, you're a man. You've not committed suicide and you had this. I told them if I committed suicide, I would have died with suicide. And yet I'm HIV negative. And my daughter would never see me. So we had a lot of gene for that day.
This lady has left.
She's left.
And you've discovered that you're HIV negative.
Yeah.
How do you move on? Do you just let it go?
I wrote a WhatsApp message. The accusations you gave me, it's confirmed. You know whatever you are doing. I'm not living a reckless life. You just wanted to do something to me.
And you moved on.
Yeah.
Elphas, this lady has left. You have realized that you're HIV negative. Do you talk to her? Do you pursue it? Or what happens?
I don't talk to her because I want her. It's because she has my daughter. That one will remain forever. But I'm still contemplating. The hospital we went the first time for delivery, I'm considering a lawsuit against them, if that's what they're doing.
Why are you considering
because there's some malpractice. I was the father, I was the husband then, but I was never given any information.
Okay, so this is the story of Elphas. Elphas is talking about a relationship that he got into. So I had a child. Got to know that this lady is claiming that he's HIV positive, attacked several times. And you know what this means for a man, yeah? Being beaten by a lady, not once, not twice. What did you do? Thank you for watching Against All Odds. This is Art in Heart, and my name is Runa.